Like, you've told me, we've just spent an hour together, an hour and a half, 2 hours together talking about this entire fucking process and your project. And you've told me every step of the way that we're a really good fit. I'm going to make it as uncomfortable as possible for you to tell me. Welcome back to another episode of the Mission Control Podcast. It's your boy Mike Stearns with the Ascend Digital Agency. We got Jonathan Cater. Came all the way in from Detroit. He's upset with me, folks. He's a little bit upset. I'll tell you why he's upset. I was in Detroit. I was with Eric Reno, Paramount Roofing, and that's also John's stomping grounds. And I didn't check in. Okay,
check in,
and that's on me. I'm lucky he, let me slide on that one. It could have been unfortunate, but here we are. And dude, thanks for stopping by.
Dude, the reality is if anybody goes into Detroit, they got to check in. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, it's an honor. So when I come into Buffalo, I got to check in with Mike. You know what I'm saying? Got to check in with the Ascend team.
Yeah.
Show them what's...
You know the fucking vibes. Isn't that what the kids are saying these days?
The fucking vibes, dude.
Yeah, okay. Well, show's brought to you by not only Ascend Digital Agency, but the team over at Roofer. So if you need instant roof quotes, clean and pristine measurements, CRM? You got a CRM cooking? I hear it's pretty cool. Hit up the team at Roofer. You can find that in the link below. Tell them I sent you.
They're not doing matches. They're not doing matching roofers with roofers. What's it? Roofers what is it called? The Roofer dating site?
Okay, moving on. So,
Anyway.
What's up? What type of segment do you want to do today? I understand you'd brought to my attention maybe doing something along the lines of trending jobs in 2024. Nothing roofing related. Just kind of.
Nah, the reality is people out here looking for jobs, right? And so we're gonna help people out with some of the positions they should probably be looking to fill up.
Okay.
Right? And give a little bit of critique as to why that is. Oh, you already got a bubbly? Dude, I was going to snap off with you, bro. It's okay. Give me a clink.
Bubbly, hit the DMs if you want to sponsor the show.
Give me a clink it. Here we go.
Right, here we go.
Clink it, tink it.
And look, I'm a man of the people, so I very much value having this conversation and giving my opinion. Not that it's worth anything, but I'll give it to you anyways, because it's my show, and I'll do what I want.
Hell yeah. Christian, pull it up. What do we got for 2024? Most sought-after jobs. Number one, data scientist.
Data scientist.
What the hell does that mean?
I imagine beakers. I imagine computers. I imagine 1 and zeros. I'm assuming what a data scientist is. What is the actual definition of a data scientist?
Data scientists analyze and interpret complex data sets to inform business decision making. They use statistical methods, programming, and machine learning to extract valuable insights.
I can see why that's very sought after and trending. I feel like, especially with AI and machine learning, being able to digest large data sets and then actually pull value and meaning out of them would be incredibly valuable to, any business for sure, right? There's no doubt about it.
Dude, if you're in a $1 to $3 million range in this industry, you don't have to look at data.
Yeah. Okay.
You just don't need to look at it.
Got it.
It's not a metric for success. You shouldn't make decisions based off of that.
No.
You should make decisions based off of feelings, because feelings will drive you.
Feelings are fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's like bullshit.
you probably don't have the time to look at the data. And that's good enough. I'm going to go off on a tangent here. I'm going to start a little rant. And, the tendency for people to evade accountability. I hear people all the time, I just don't have the time. I would challenge you. And what I would challenge you to do is, open up your phone, look at where you're spending your time activity-wise, just in your phone alone. How many minutes or hours are you spending on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook?
Data.
On dating apps.
Data.
There's a lot of data, right?
Data.
And what we're not doing is we're just not prioritizing certain things that could be done with time that we're mismanaging and spending in places that are intended to distract us or make us feel better or just kind of pass time. So that's my rant, is stop saying you don't have time, make the time, make things that you need to do a priority, and let the things that are less impactful or should be a lower priority actually fall down the list of priorities. Yeah.
Do you have someone in that position at Ascend, like a data tracker? Oh shit, big dog.
We all look at data all the time, from the content team, design and development team, Charlie, Dan. I mean, we're all consistently digesting data. I don't think we're data scientists, not saying that, but we always look at data because we do what we can to improve user experience on websites, make pivots in SEO campaigns, Google Ads, things like that. And that all is premised around understanding what's happening as a result of the things that we're doing so that we can make iterations and ultimately be better and better as time goes on.
In 2024, what do you think are the top data points that you look at in order to decide whether you want to maintain or grow?
Deciding whether you want to maintain or grow. So I'm a roofing company. I'm doing $3 million. I'm trying to decide if I stay status quo or if I go to 4, 5, 6 million. I think the leading indicator and the thing that I would follow would not necessarily be data. It would be how I feel and how much of my sanity I want to compromise for growth.
For real?
Absolutely. When you're going from, 3 to 4 million, in my experience, it's not terribly challenging, but if you're trying to go from 3 to 6, from 6 to 9, that type of growth, you're going to, break a lot of eggs to make that omelet, and it's going to be stressful. And not everybody wants that. And I think that some people that think they want it don't actually want it. And that they don't know that they don't want it until they actually get it. I've seen this before where a company goes from like 10 million to 17 over the course of a year. And man, there was some fallout. There were a lot of hard conversations, a lot of long days and nights trying to figure things out, cash flow issues, right? Which are very taxing on the soul. So I think that would be the first thing that I would look at when trying to decide, okay, do I really want to grow this thing or am I good enough where I'm at? Because, if you're doing $3 million in revenue, whatever, your net profit is off that, maybe you're making 150, maybe you're making 300. Like if that's good for you and you could sustain your family, your needs and put money away. Like that's
Is that the data point then? You're looking at like bottom line net profit?
Well, that's going to influence, right, my decision once I get past the point of, how do I feel as it relates to my work-life balance? And that's going to change for everybody. Because me, I work a lot all the time, and I like it, and that's why I do it. Some people don't want to work 60, 70 hours a week, and that's fine, right? You're running your business. You get to do what you want to do. But I think that there's a tendency for people to hype up growth, and not everybody necessarily wants that. So reflect on what's happened over the last 12 months and what your financial situation is and what position you want to be in 12 months from now. Like, do you want more money or do you want to be able to take an extra vacation with your kids while they're young? Because, I have a 16-year-old daughter. You blink an eye and they're fucking grown. You don't get that time back.
Do you think that, because right now you're that data person, do you think at some point that you would offload that, or do you think you'll always have some sort of capacity for it? Because I've seen some people, they'll try to find either a strategic partner that is like a CFO, COO / position. And the CFO kind of almost operates in that COO position to where they're looking at data to make financially driven decisions.
Yeah. So we did that year or two with having like a CPA, having bookkeeping and services like that, right? I don't think that any of us within my company will get away from ultimately looking at data, and maybe as the company grows, there's more people come in and have a dedicated role to specific data and making decisions for the company. But, we're all going to be knees deep in data in perpetuity from as far as I can see.
Do you think that when you're looking at data in your business, that you could be looking at too much and as a result, you don't really make a true decision? Like, do you think that it has to always get simplified?
The answer is yes. I think it's just like anything else, right? If a realtor shows you 50 houses, right, they don't do that because the likelihood of you making a decision is fucking zero. because you've got something you like about all of them, and it's just really hard to make a decision. That's why I hate going to restaurants where there's 3-page menus.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just like be really good at a few things and like let me choose from those. And I think it's the same thing when you're talking about like companies and, you know, being bogged down, and it's like the paralysis by analysis thing. You've got all these different KPIs that you're looking at. For me, it's, you know, there's going to be a few that are way more important than the rest. And that's not to say those other ones are meaningless, but, you know, I don't want to get into a situation where we're wasting time, energy, and effort focusing on things that have diminishing returns as far as like consistent consideration, right? Like if I'm a roofing company, what's really important to me from a marketing and advertising perspective, my cost per acquired customer. That's the one thing that I'm going to try to figure out, right? Not the cost per lead, not the cost per click, not how many website visitors that I have. Like, what is it costing me to acquire a customer?
Like full lifespan, like from the time they come in to like the time they get closed, contract signed.
Yeah, exactly.
Money collected.
Right? Because now if you figure out what it costs you to acquire a customer, now you can start turning this into a math problem. Okay, well, it costs us $700 to acquire a customer by way of marketing and advertising. And we know that, you know, we want to do an additional $2.5 million in revenue. We close at 35% as per our CRM, assuming we have clean data. So now it becomes a math problem. How many leads do I need in order to accomplish the growth that I want, right? And they don't all have to come from marketing and advertising. They can come from relationships and networking, referrals, things like that. But it allows you to paint a clean picture to where, again, if you can boil it down to a math problem and just have variables, those are easy to solve versus things that are like qualitative, where it's more guesswork. It's less attribution and numbers driven.
What do you mean by clean data?
Yeah. So when I say, you know that on average your ticket is this much and your net profit's this, that's assuming that folks within the company are properly inputting data, right? So your customers, when they come in and they call in and you're going to do business with them, you're documenting their name, you're documenting, their address, their phone number, their email address, you're documenting where they came from. And then throughout the entire life cycle of that customer, from the time that the inception of that first contact through them paying their final invoice or, the claim being approved and finalized, all the information accurately being documented. And a lot of the times that's not the case. So like my question then becomes, what's worse, not using data at all or making decisions based off of data that's wildly inaccurate?
Yeah. Yeah. I had a situation like that. I mean, even in the beginning when we were trying to really get structured, it seemed like we took forever to find just our CPAs, because then mismatched labeling. Mm-hmm. So you don't get like exactly what you're talking about. Just,
and it's never going to be perfect.
Someone came through Google, but they were actually that's one thing that I've been dealing with a lot is like people that are referrals, and the referrals will come to you, but they'll come to you through Google because XYZ person told someone about you.
Yeah.
And, it's not a Rolodex, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to look this name up on Google and go through Google. And then it's a Google lead, but it was really a referral lead.
Yeah. And that's why, it's never going to be perfect. It's the same way as when, like, if we're running a Google ad campaign, we usually spend a small percentage of the ad budget on branded search.
Oh, yeah.
It's not because we're trying to trick you into thinking that we got you leads that were just repeat customers. It's because I know that a lot of my customers, if somebody's looking for roofing contractor, let's say in Dayton, Ohio, right? A lot of your competitors will have roofing in their name, right? So if you're not running branded ads, and somebody's looking for your company's name, well, let's say it's ABC Roofing, by virtue of them targeting the keyword roofing, they can show up for your branded search before you, because you're not running ads for branded search, right? Now, the people that are searching, you have to understand the behavior. When they're searching, they're assuming that Google's giving them the most relevant results to their query. So if I'm looking for ABC Roofing, the first thing that pops up is definitely going to be ABC Roofing, but it's not if you're not running branded search to protect your branded traffic.
That's why people say, oh, they're running ads on my name.
Yes. A lot of the times it's not the case. Sometimes it is. You can specifically target people's name, but a lot of the times it's just a consequence of you have your keywords that you're targeting for that ad group roofing, roofer, roofers. Roof is part of that keyword set. And because your name has, one of those iterations of roof in it, they're being served up. So, the antidote to that is running branded campaigns so that if somebody's looking specifically for your name, you're getting preference as far as placement on the search engine result page.
Do you think Angie's List runs ads on their current clientele so that they can
look at, man, I don't want to get in trouble here. I don't know.
Man.
Listen, man, I don't know nothing.
I know nothing about Angie. I never heard her name before.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. I've always wondered, because if they're
ultimately they profit off
space.
the traffic coming through their platform, regardless of if they're initially looking for you, looking for them, looking for a general keyword. So I would assume that they're going to do everything that they can to get as much traffic there as possible.
But then if you're running Google ads, now you're competing against yourself.
Yeah, to some degree. That's somewhat inescapable, though.
Yeah.
When you talk about like lead aggregators.
Yeah. Christian, how much does a data analysis?
Data scientist.
How much does a data scientist?
Christian, you're like Jamie on the Rogan podcast.
Dude, he's better though. Look at him.
Average salary, 99 to 170.
99 to 170.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
I might become a data scientist.
What the fuck is the difference between 99 to 170?
Expertise. Experience.
Dirty data.
Dirty data.
Fucking call him Mr. Clean.
Can't have the dirty data. So if you want to start off at 100K, go be a data scientist. What are the requirements for somebody to pursue a career in data science? I mean, bachelor's degree, I don't want to say they're useless now, but they're like the equivalent of a GED 25 years ago. Everybody's got them. So I'm assuming you're going to need some sort of grad degree.
Many companies are happy to hire someone with the right skills required for the job and relevant coding experience.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm sure there's some people that would be self-taught that could, do those things.
Or whatever types of resumes they jumped in. Like if you're literally a data management company and then you go into a service-based company, they're going to be like, okay, yeah, give this guy a higher salary.
Sure.
Some employers prefer or require a master's or doctoral degree.
A PhD.
PhD in data scientist.
Get saddled with $300,000 in debt, and then we're going to pay you $100 a year to where you barely survive. Good luck paying this off.
Yeah, you got to get at that 170, dog.
All right, what's next? Number 2 on the list.
AI and ML engineer, artificial intelligence and machine learning engineer.
Yeah, that's stupid huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's at the beta phase of AI, and I still think AI for the most part is at the beginning 2.0 going into like 3.0 phase. But I think companies really have to figure out not how to eliminate positions, but create positions that integrate that.
I mean, there's coaches out here that just swear that, AI is turnkey and it can already take the place of whole marketing agencies.
I mean, coming from a creative standpoint, I don't think that it misses the human element, and so it misses the originality of the human voicing that each brand has. So I think to the level of caliber, you miss a little bit of brand voicing coming specifically from a creative end, because it's just like it always hits maybe like a 60 to 70% there, but then the 30 to 40% is really noticeable.
Yeah, and if you're writing like a 2,000 word piece of content, like it tends to be very repetitive. You will see sometimes it gives just factually incorrect information. Like, where the fuck did you get this from?
Because then it's because you put in the wrong prompts. So naturally it'll give you like the response based off your prompts. And if your prompt isn't tight, then it's not going to be able to perform high caliber, but it's still pulling. It's not like pulling organic decision made data. It's pulling it from other places. So you're going to get repeat shit all the time.
Yeah. That's another thing is like plagiarism where, we've seen instances where we always test it and we continue to test it and we use it, but we use it to streamline things. We don't use it to say, okay, we're going to click a button and there's your content calendar for the year. Haha, it took 7 minutes. Chop me out.
You still got to make it, fool.
There's a lot.
You still got to make
there's a lot of steps in the process to where it can be used to be more efficient, but ultimately, like it's not. I haven't seen success stories like some people claim. Some coaches in our industry I've seen to where it's as simple as, you know what, do this. You don't need a marketing agency. You don't need a marketing team. Why? You just need one person, you know, to spend an hour a month, 2 hours a month. You're good.
I just think right now AI is good for pre-prep. AI is good for like the mundane stuff, but when it comes to like stepping to the plate, you need to be able to know how to use it enough and then know when not to use it. You know, like I think too many people want to use it because they want that scapegoat out, or they want to, you know, say if you want to eliminate a position and just have that be AI, like that's not where AI is at right now.
Yeah.
So
what do they make, Christian?
How much money?
How much money?
But like coding shit, I think coding is like really big for like AI, because then the time it takes to like write code versus like having AI write code, like that's like a beginner type of.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. So let's say we have AI write some code and it writes a program, all right? You integrate that into your business. Code breaks.
Yeah, you don't know where to.
Now what?
I don't know.
Right. Well, it's a problem.
You have to hire AI to fix it, and
You have to, you're gonna have to find a way through AI to fix it, or you're gonna have to pay somebody. And if they don't, maybe they don't code it in the same programming language, or maybe it's. There's just so many variables, and I'm not an expert coder at all. I'm not even a good coder. I'm not a coder, but I can tell you, like, there's members of my team that code, and you know, there's a lot of issues that come up when you're coding things out, and it can be a challenge.
That's why I think you still need the position. You still need that human element that keeps it accountable.
Yeah.
How much are they making, Christian?
$136,620.
Okay.
Less than the data person.
They're no data scientists, but you know,
They can't make decisions.
well. Number 3,
Number 3.
Healthcare professional,
like a doctor.
including doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other medical practitioners.
I'm out on that. I would never want to do it, but that's me personally. I obviously you're out here saving lives, and I appreciate that. And when something goes wrong, I want a doctor, I want a licensed nurse practitioner, or whoever to be able to save me. I just couldn't do it myself.
Yeah. My, Joe and his 2 sisters, they're all in the medical field. So, you know, they're looking at like $100,000+ of debt. And then they, you know, probably won't be able to recoup that for, you know, quite some time. But I think it's definitely highly sought after, just with, you know, situations that happen and like between recent history and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's not as lucrative. It's really not as lucrative as number 1 and number 2. Number 1 and number 2, you could.
Well, I think I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. You know,
don't think so?
You get out of like you're doing your residency, and all the good stuff like tied around like a specialty like cardiology, right? Mm-hmm. You get out of that, you're making $350, $450, right? You're doing pretty well. Now you also have $250,000 in debt, but you have much more so the means to pay that debt off.
Yeah.
You know, versus if, you know, you're getting a degree that costs $60,000, and when you get out of school, you're making $60,000. It's a lot tougher to live a comfortable life while having money to pay for that.
Do you think healthcare professionals can make enough money to be wealthy working for someone else, or they have to go private?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you consider wealthy.
I mean, at this stage, it would probably be, just with kind of everything, it'd probably be between the 3 to 6 range, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
then you can start investing and stuff like that.
I don't think an RN is going to be making $300,000 to $600,000, but I'm sure like specialty doctors, neurologists, cardiologists, things like that. Yeah, I think they certainly can.
Okay. Christian, what do we got for the healthcare professionals?
The average U.S. physician earns $350,000 annually.
Average doctor salary, $350K.
The national average earned salary is $94,480 per year.
I've got some friends that were nurses, and during COVID, like travel nurses, I mean, they were fucking cleaning up.
Joe's sister's a travel nurse. She's like, she gets contracts in 3 months, 3-quarter increments.
Yeah.
And so she'll just either renew it or she'll jump to a different place.
Yeah, that's wild.
The schedule.
It's good for them.
I mean, I could totally see the travel nurse like direction. Like pharmacy is a little bit, man, it's, because healthcare is so wide, then there's so many different like types of directions that you can go.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Like with RNs, probably not. Traveling nurses, a little bit better. I know she's caking up being a traveling nurse, and then it's convenient to her schedule.
Sure.
Joe's doing well, but then, if you're in pharmacy, it really depends on where you're set up. If you're in retail or he could probably speak way more on that.
Yeah.
But what did you say the RNs were at?
100 to 200.
100 to 200.
That's not terrible.
It's not. Do you think that you can make a decent living based off of, I guess, like traditional, what would be considered traditional success off of 200?
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I watched something, this was a couple years ago, but I think it was Jordan Peterson where he talks about the correlation between money and happiness, and the fact that that correlation, I don't know if it ceases to exist, but it gets a lot looser, like past $70,000.
I've heard that too.
Because around $70,000 is where like your needs are met, your immediate needs are met, you have some disposable income to be able to do some things that you want that you don't need, put a little bit of money away. I mean, then it's like Biggie, man, more money, more problems.
Is that money in the bank that he's talking about, like net? Or
no, I think that was annual income.
Oh, annual income.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Are the trades on here at all? I mean, I feel like,
yeah, trades are getting pretty low.
I'm not just saying that because of the audience, but if you look around at the 20-somethings, there's not many guys or girls that, look like they're going to be ready to do any type of plumbing or hands-on blue-collar work.
Missing calluses on the hands.
So with that being said, I would assume that as time goes on and the supply of those individuals ready and willing to do that work diminishes and the demand stays the same, they're only going to be in higher demand and, paid more.
Paid more, less people. What do we got for number 4?
Number 4, digital marketer.
Number 4, digital marketer. Hell yeah.
Be a digital marketer. Hey, all you got to do is watch a YouTube video. You can sit in your mom's basement and launch an agency. Of course, using ChatGPT, and you'll make millions. All you got to do, let me tell you, I'm going to give you the secret to success.
Send it.
What you do like Alex Formosa, just goes through all your contacts, create lists, all these things, and just start adding people on Facebook, and you send them a message, and it goes something like this. Could you handle 20 to 30 more roof replacement leads? We're looking for someone in your area. Can you?
They're always looking.
Can you? We've got homeowners looking for a roofer right now. You think you could handle 3 to 5 more installations a week? You do that, you're going to be golden. You're golden, pony boy.
I get people that hit me up for leads, not even in this industry. And I'm just like, I'm not at a point where I need leads.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where I need like fulfillment and maintenance.
Yeah.
Right. So they hit me with that. And I'm just like, you got anything else?
Yeah. The art of prospecting is really gone south. I mean, I get hit up all the time asking if I want more roofing leads. And it's very obvious that I'm not a roofing contractor.
Yeah.
It's very obvious that I just service roofing contractors, right? But, people scrape the internet and they create these lists, send out auto messages and emails and all these different things. And
you're just part of an email. You're just part of an email list that they upload.
I mean, dude, when I used to do sales, prospecting was my favorite part.
Yeah.
I loved it. There's something about like going on the hunt, finding people that like our solutions made sense for, convincing them that they should want to talk to me instead of the other 175 people calling them about their Google listing.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of fun. Challenging, but a lot of fun.
Do you have an example of kind of your first biggest win in sales when you were doing digital marketing?
My first biggest win. Yeah, I think so. My first big sale at the time, it was like a few $1,000s a month. And what we were doing was like, for the size of the company and the way it was located, we were doing like an aggressive ad campaign. And I had found him on Home Advisor. It was just kind of like, hey, how's that experience going? So I'll walk you through start to finish what the process was. So first I found him on Home Advisor. Then I found his Facebook page. Then I liked his Facebook page. Create the norm of reciprocity, right? Because no one else, I guarantee you, is going out to, and I went to Manta.com to figure out who actually ran the company. So I found his name, liked the Facebook page for the business. Then I called the number directly from Home Advisor. I assumed it was John. John? Yes. Hey, John, it's Mike. How's it going? Oh, it's going well, man. How are you? Good. I got some contractors. We're getting leads for it around $100, $125, and I thought it might be of interest to you. I saw you on Home Advisor. I liked your Facebook page. No need to thank me. It's okay. Man of the people. We talked about this. Thought it might make sense to have a 10 or 15 minute conversation, right? So now, from the consumer side, like, you've taken time to educate yourself about their business. You don't sound like every other person that's calling them. You've already gone out of your way to help them by like throwing them a like on Facebook. No, it's not massive, but it's something. It shows that you care enough to take an interest in somebody's business. And if somebody's calling me about my business, one of my favorite interview questions is like, you know, when I'm interviewing candidates is, what do you know about Ascend? You'd be surprised how many people are like, I know you guys work with roofers. Like, what else do you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Okay. Like, and you're coming to me telling me I should pay you X amount of thousands of dollars every month to come work here. You think you would take an interest? So if they haven't taken an interest to go above and beyond like surface level things, I'm probably not going to consider them for a position. But it's the same thing with like that customer, that prospective customer at the time. It's like, when you're cold calling people, you have a split second to where you're going to lose their attention. They're going to hang up on you. They're going to decide to keep listening, right? So do things differently. And it's no different with any other type of sales. Be different. Be memorable. Do that shit.
Do that shit. Say their first name only.
Shoot. It's just assuming. It's the same thing with like assuming the sale. Like, a lot of people get to the point where they've done a really good pitch. They've proved value. They've gotten trial closes every step of the way. So do you see how that could make sense for your business? Do you see why this person is getting this and, you know, you're getting this? Do you see why we do it the way that we do it? Do you see how this could make an impact? Yes. But then they get to the close and it's like,
you know what I found? I found that businesses that are actually succeeding by helping people in digital marketing qualify the fuck out of you.
yeah.
Like, there are a lot of questions. They don't just take your contract. They don't just assume you. Like, you have to go through this. You have to go through, you know, the 10 to 15 minutes of like answering a lot of questions. And the ones that generally are a red flag, they're going to ask you the least amount of things because they just want to close you, move on to the next.
Yeah. But to my point about like the awkward close, like once they get through it, like let's say they've done everything perfectly from the prospecting to the appointment held, whether it's a digital marketing company or it's a sales rep in roofing, right? People have a really hard time doing like the simple thing, which is transitioning into the close. So if like I'm a roofing salesperson and I've just knocked it out of the park and I've gotten their buy-in every step of the way and they've told me explicitly a dozen times that, you know, yeah, this all makes sense. I'm going to transition to, okay, like I've got Thursday available to get you on the schedule. Does Thursday or Friday work better for you? You know, because we're booking kind of tight right now. We had a cancellation Friday and we have Thursday available. Which one would be better to get started? I'm going to make them super uncomfortable being like, oh, what do you mean? Like, you've told me, we've just spent an hour together, an hour and a half, 2 hours together talking about this entire fucking process and your project. And you've told me every step of the way that we're a really good fit. I'm going to make it as uncomfortable as possible for you to tell me, like, I'm going to put the onus on you to be like, what do you mean? And then I'm going to make you feel crazy for asking me what I mean. Like, I'm sorry, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Like, you told me that you checked out our reviews. You said that you saw value in what we bring to the table as far as, you know, our installation methods, best practices, things like that. You said that you saw what other happy customers were saying. You said you understood why like process was so important, why it's important that we have, you know, liability, workman's comp, and we can prove that to you. You every step of the way, you told me that, you know, we would be doing business. So yeah, I want to get you on the schedule. That would be the next step here. Did I miss something? No, I would shut up and stare at them, bewildered.
Dude, sometimes the best thing is just to shut up.
Yeah. Make it really uncomfortable. Because if you think about it, like, our time's super important, right? Their time's important, our time's important.
Yeah.
We're not just a muse running around to give them information and like whatever. Like, I'm here to sell you. You know that I'm a salesperson.
Yeah. Well, it also gives people, and even in communication, rather than filling it with word fillers, it's best to just pause.
Yeah.
It gives people time to digest what you just said, because you rattled off a ton of stuff. We went through this whole interview process. Gives them time to think and time to answer with any objections, because the biggest problem that you could have is that at the end of the close, they have more objections.
Right.
You know, you just want to flush it all out and address it all.
Yeah. Also, I'm not a sales coach, right? So maybe this is shitty advice and it wouldn't work. I think it would work.
No, it's common things that I've seen each time and time and again with just different salespeople and whatnot. And I think you're being pretty humble on that.
If anyone thinks it wouldn't work and wants to put it to the test, I'd be happy to come out and go do some roofing sales out in the field.
Dude, Christian, we're about to hit the field, dog. Are you ready to get this? A little behind the scenes, Mikey in action.
I feel like I could sell a roof.
No, I know you could sell a roof. You have to sell them
I
online
feel
all the
as
time.
if. It's my eye language, dude. They taught me that in psych and they taught me in therapy. You gotta use eye language. I feel.
Oh, I feel. Feel, felt, found.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, where are we at? Number 5?
Wait. How much is it? How much can a digital marketer get paid in 2024?
I'm excited to hear this.
Yeah, this is going to be an off-the-hook number.
According to ZipRecruiter, $68,500 is the 25th percentile. Salaries below this are outliers. $100,000 is the 75th percentile.
57 in Buffalo. Right around that 50, 70 range.
50 to 70? That seems low.
Dude. Everyone thinks we're just rich, rolling in money. It's not the case, cuz. Let me hold something.
No, it just seems, it just seems too, it seems like there's too much demand for it to be that low.
So I don't think that I think that they're talking about somebody who is a practitioner of digital marketing that's working for a company.
Okay.
Not somebody who has 20 clients and does it freelance.
Like agency based
Right.
stuff. Okay. Yeah, so if you're an agency and you want to hire people, that's your range.
Up next.
Cybersecurity analyst.
That sounds
How much
awful.
is that? I just want it. How much?
It sounds really important and equally awful.
$180,000.
Dude, the fucking AI people in the positions are just battling with the cybersecurity people.
Ugh.
Entry-level position starts at $89,268.
Damn, that seems low as fuck for cybersecurity.
Yeah, I want nothing to do with it. But hey, if
That
you want
seems
to
like a fucking headache for fucking 90 G's. Like way more than the fucking juices worth this squeeze.
I don't know. I'm a dumb person, so like thinking about like what goes into cybersecurity, it gives me anxiety.
Like you need asset protection. Jeez.
What's up next?
Human resources manager.
Oh God. What do they make? 70?
30. Some of these, most companies just go, we don't really need human resources.
Between 50,000 and 75K.
Okay.
50 to 75.
I think that
Make sure people don't
I think
cry.
HR, like we have like a fractional role for HR where we have like a consultant.
Charlie.
They do the handbook. They do all the types of documents that we need with hiring, with firing,
Like
performance
onboarding?
improvement plans, onboarding. Yeah.
Okay.
To where it's not an in-house position, but we have that as a resource to anything that we need. So it's really helpful. And it's very inexpensive.
Do you guys use an HR agency, or is that what it is?
It's a division of our payroll agency.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Who do you recommend for payroll?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Up next, full stack developer.
What the
Full
fuck's
stack.
full stack?
The old front and back end.
Full stack developers possess expertise in both front-end and back-end development. They can work on the entire web development process.
Oh, that's your field. That's not my
well, the
field.
database is the back end, and then the front end is the user interface, like what you see as a result of what's going on in the back end. Usually, it's not usually. There's people that do front.
Like the looks.
Yeah,
Like the sex.
exactly. There's people that do the looks. There's people that do the hard coding shit, and so there's unicorns that do both. Full stack.
Really? Oh.
What do they make?
That's
What do they
what you
make?
call
Like
both?
90
Full
to
stack?
130? Yeah.
Average for them is
147,000.
Fuck
Where
yeah.
in San Francisco?
according to built-in.
Sheesh.
147 for a full stack.
Estimated starting pay, $45,000.
Full stack poppy.
Well, 'cause-
that's a big disparity.
Well, with what you're
You're
talking
gonna make
about,
either
you
40
get-
grand a year or you're gonna make 130. What do you want to do?
Depends if you're a half stack then. Like fucking 40.
I'll have a small stack of pancakes, please.
No, how hard is it to find a full stack candidate?
They're out there.
Do you find that most full stack candidates they're either stronger on the front end or the back end, or like they know how to equally?
I think it's really hard to answer that question.
Is it?
Yeah. It's not like there's one situation that's incredibly pervasive and you're consistently seeing that, like, yeah, people that are full stack suck on the back end. I mean, everyone's gonna have their preferences, their strengths, things like that. So
What kind of personalities are they?
super fun at parties.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you a
What's
full
next?
stacker? Are you a full stack?
Me?
Yeah.
Cloud developer.
So is that like servers? Like they're putting
don't
together
even know.
servers and stuff like that?
It's in the cloud.
They design, develop, and maintain applications hosted on cloud platforms.
Yeah.
Big tech. So based off of this whole list so far, tech is like the main focus that
Yeah.
people are coming into. They're not even coming into trade yet. We haven't heard a single trade thing yet. Except for
Where's
maybe
this data
medical.
coming from, Christian?
LinkedIn article.
Probably just some SEO article out there.
Is trade, are any trades on this list at all?
No.
See, I have a hard time believing that.
Did LinkedIn actually post it, or is it
LinkedIn's also a
company
tech
off-
company, so I feel like there's an inherent bias there.
It was
Like they're trying to drive more positions onto LinkedIn that are in tech?
it was Big Leap Technologies and Solutions, a company that posted this blog.
Oh, but it's ranking on Google.
Ultimate top 10 future-proof careers in 2024.
Future proof.
Is there another website that we can get the top 10? What are we at now? We're at like number 8, 7.
Cloud developer was number 8.
Okay. What's the next one?
Next one is
Wait, how much is a cloud developer? How much does a cloud developer get paid?
average is 77.
Average is 77. You don't really see anything. that
Is there a
goes below
401k
50.
match with that? How important is it to have 401k and like a company that matches and things like that?
I've never been a part of a company that has a 401k match, so I'm not too sure. I guess in my experience, it's not that important. Do you do 401k match?
Yeah. I think it's important. I think it's important for people to be incentivized to not just keep the blinders on and look at today and tomorrow.
What revenue threshold do you think that companies should start considering doing 401k match and benefits like that?
I think once you get past a couple employees, maybe like 3-4 employees, because we had the conversation with like our payroll team as far as like, okay, like when is the right time to do like, because initially we were kind of like subsidizing healthcare until we actually had a plan in place. And then once we got a plan in place, that's when it kind of transitioned. But like all that stuff, like I'm not an authority on those things. And I'm sure I've made plenty of missteps. I would say as early as possible,
Yeah.
you know, you want people to enjoy working where they work. You want them to know that they're taken care of. I think like healthcare benefits, 401k, I think those things are all really important because it's, show me, don't tell me. Right? Yes, I get paid, but like, do you care about other aspects of my life that aren't like right here, right now, do this?
Yeah, like dental or like medical 401k.
It's the small things. They go a long way. In my mind, a Christian might be sitting here and be like, I hate this fucking guy. I don't know. He wouldn't tell me if he did, I'm sure.
At least I have a 401k though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you don't hate me, Christian.
Silence.
Fucking crickets.
Damn. Yeah, I find it's because I don't really hear many companies within the roofing industry talking about different types of benefits that they're offering, like staffing and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, you've got the whole divide between like 1099 and W-2, and that seems to be changing pretty quickly, and like what's legal, what's illegal, what's considered what. Again, I'm not an authority on any of that stuff, but I pay close attention. I know that I've got clients trying to figure it out. Right now, there was some recent legislation passed. If you are an authority on that topic, I'd welcome you onto the show. Come on in. We can talk about it.
That's actually that would be a good episode to listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, they all are, but that would be like a really insightful one.
Yeah.
How much for, we said cloud developer was 9.
They're like 77,000.
77. What's after that? That's number 9.
Project manager.
What kind of project?
They are responsible for planning, organizing resources, and ensuring that projects meet their goals within specified timelines.
I mean, that is the most ambiguous. I mean, what kind of goddamn project are you managing?
No,
are you doing like a city planning project, or are you managing a couple roofs?
It's a personality, though, that you're hiring for then, because you're hiring somebody that knows how to, like, lead, knows how to, like, see through a task all the way without their hand being held, right? Yeah. That's, like, the person that they're looking for. What's the average range for a project
How could you give an average range? There's no scope of work.
Yeah. Yeah, because a project
let's just call it 80 grand. We'll give you 80 grand.
80 grand for a commercial project manager.
Yeah, we've got 47 facilities being built from the ground up. You're going to manage all of them.
For 80?
You get 80 grand.
No 401k.
80 grand? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's pretty broad spectrum.
Yeah. So what else? Oh, we talked about the 10 most future-proof jobs.
Is that the 10?
Digital content creator.
Digital content creator. Zat.
It's your boy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What do they make?
$52,550.
It's going to say like 61,000.
I mean, I think I've seen people say
Range,
150.
38 to 99.
38 to 99.
61, I think, is like right in the middle of those two.
Yeah, OnlyFans is a little bit higher.
Click the link in bio.
Digital creator or digital content creator, right? That's like, everything that we're doing here. I would almost argue that that's bullshit. Because, like, I don't know. You know what I find?
What do you find, Jonathan?
People don't know how to vertically move digital content creators.
Well, I don't know what you mean by vertically move, sir.
Yeah, like people think that, you make content and then there's no vertical, like what's the next step other than creating the content? And I think people that don't get really creative with, that position, they'll think of like, okay, how do I level up someone within their position for, what are some of the positions that you have that you would promote people into within Ascend?
So like our level 1 content writer got promoted to a content facilitation specialist. So essentially she's not only like helping edit content, but she's also managing the process.
Yeah.
Improving the process, things like that.
So some would say that there's like vertical movement within that, right? And then even offering just different. So for you, a prime example is like you brought on Christian's doing content, but then you invested into coaching, you invested into a studio. Mm-hmm. So you're thinking of how to like push the things or at least provide some sort of space for him to grow vertically.
Yeah.
A lot of people fuck that up. they just don't think about it. They don't really consider it.
Well, because they don't have time, Jonathan.
Yeah, if they don't have time, then they shouldn't be mad when they don't perform.
They don't have time. It's not their fault. They just don't have the time.
It's hard. It's hard. It's a great excuse. No time is a great excuse.
Leads us to our second core value: to send solutions, not excuses.
Exactly.
Figure it out. Make it a priority. This has been fun.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
You tired?
I'm tired. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to the great team over at Roofer. Thank you to Christian. You've been a great help. And thank you to Jonathan. Appreciate you, dog.
What should we talk about next? Throw it in the comment section below. You're watching the Mission Control Podcast. I'm Manager John. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. That'll be $500.
That'll be $500. You can just, we'll pay cash.
And we gone.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.